So this is the Housatonic again. Housatonic. I can never get that right. That also runs through this town, Dalton. Alright, heading out of town this morning. Getting a nice early start. Tom's was great. Met a lot of nice people there. A lot of nice hikers and everything. He does slack packing too. For those of you who don't know, that means people can stay with him. Like there were a couple of women that are, and a guy that were, this was their last night was their second night with him, and they'll be staying there again tonight. And so they're just leaving a lot of their stuff there. He takes them to a certain point on the trail. They hike with very minimal supplies, and then he just picks them up that night, brings them back, you know. So they're actually hiking that portion of the trail, but they don't have to carry all their stuff or whatever. So anyway, it was great. You saw the video there at the beginning. He had breakfast all set out for us and everything. So pretty amazing guy. Anyway, all right, well, got a lot of hiking today. Some big hills, and we'll see what I can do. So while I'm hiking out of town, I thought I'd tell you, Tom said that he's owned that house for 46 years, and for 42 years he's had hikers staying there like that, and he's just accepted it. And I'll tell you what, if you see the guy, he's such a kind of a giver and a host. I mean, stray animals are around there and all sorts of stuff. And anyway, he seems to live there by himself, and he seems to enjoy it. So anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that real quick. There's a place here where some elderly people live, and I believe this is where a gentleman lives that came by last night and dropped off some stuff. I guess there's a church in town that has food sometimes, and he brings it by the hiker by Tom's house and drops some things off there, you know, just for hikers if they need it. So, but the interesting thing is, when I was at the Upper Goose Pond cabin the other night, you know, I told you I didn't, anyway, I tented out there, but I walked over by the cabin for about 5 seconds, and there was an old gentleman over there who I talked to for a second. He was kind of teasing me a little, giving me a hard time, telling me there were some girls down at the beach that were looking for me. So anyway, he was a funny guy. Well, I get to Tom's. Tom says that this guy's going to be dropping by with some food and things for hikers, and it ended up being the same guy. So I don't know what the chances are, but so of course we had a good laugh about that. I told everybody that Trixie was playing on me. If I didn't say it, the reason that popped into my head is because I think that's the home back there where that older guy lives. Okay, I'm right here at the edge of town, about to head into the woods, and so I thought I'd just tell you quickly what my day entails. So I've got a bit of a climb here at the beginning, 1,000 feet or so, and then here in a few miles I'll be coming into the town of Cheshire, and the trail runs right through the town just like it does Dalton here. And I've been told a couple of places that I ought to go, you know, there's Dunkin' Donuts there and whatever, but we'll see how I feel. I mean, I'm so, you know, I've had everything I need. So I probably will just fly through the town and keep on going. I don't know, we'll see. And then the rest of my day, most of it will entail climbing towards Mount Greylock. Mount Greylock will be about 3,000 feet above where I am, or at the time. And so anyway, I've got 3,000 foot climbs for quite a while. So I'll be doing that for a long portion of the day. And then when I finally get to the top of that and start declining, going downhill, I will be hiking into the shelter by then that I'm going to stay at tonight, assuming everything goes right. So yeah, that's largely my day. Gonna be a lot of climbing. All right, see if anything exciting happens that's worth putting on video. Okay, I think I topped out my climb this morning. It was pretty good. I feel good this morning, you know. Had a good meal last night, good real food, that sub sandwich, and then slept wonderfully last night in Tom's backyard. And then this morning had a couple of big muffins. Tom's also had I have a little bit of leftover sandwich from yesterday, so I ate the roast beef from it this morning for breakfast. So I didn't want that in my pack all day. The rest of the sandwich is like, you know, salami and stuff that'll keep for, you know, half a day. Not gonna be a problem, but so anyway, I just had a really good breakfast too, and I think sleep and food, those are the two keys. So both of those needs were met last night, so hopefully that'll carry through the whole day. So now I will start my long descent, well, not that long, but a bit of a descent into Cheshire, that little town, and we'll see what I find there. I seem to be very talkative this morning. Just popped into my head. So last night when I was going to bed, took my socks off and cleaned up my feet a little. But you might suspect they needed it. And that's when I noticed that even though I really had no pain ever since it happened yesterday, the kind of knob on the outside of my right ankle was noticeably swollen. You know, you couldn't see any of the indentation and stuff right around your ankle that you can normally see. And so obviously I did a little something to it when I rolled it yesterday. But I'll tell you what, the whole day yesterday, it felt fine. I even kind of tested it on some things, you know, rolling around and pushing and doing things. And I mean, just feels rock solid. And today feels great, not sore one bit. If I push on it in just the right place, it's a tad sore. I mean, you know, just tender maybe, but not much. So I don't know. It seems great. I'm not worried about it, but I was a bit shocked to see that. I mean, it was kind of noticeably swollen. So I imagine I'll just forget about it and it'll go away. All right, this is where I was going to camp last night if I hadn't gotten so lucky as to meet Tom. Glad I met you, Tom. So I'm standing in an area called the Cobbles. Just some, you know, just a rock outcrop here, kind of like you've seen lots of times. But apparently this is the Hoosic River Valley, and a little bit of the town of Cheshire, which I'm heading down to. Not sure, maybe on the opposite side there what I see, not positive. And then it says a view of Mount Greylock. So I'm assuming maybe Mount Greylock is right there, that mountain in the back, the tallest one. Not sure exactly. There are some windmills over there and whatever, but that's where I should be later today, I believe, behind the town of Cheshire. So Cheshire, here I come. And I was a little bit wrong earlier, my timing. I thought I was just going to be in Cheshire, like, you know, it was going to be like 4 or 5 miles away, but it was it's actually more like 9 or 10 away from Dalton. So by the time I get there, I mean, it's still going to be morning, but I'll be ready to eat something. So I might actually finish my sandwich from last night and stop in at that Dunkin' Donuts. We'll see. So everybody says Diane's Twist here is where you need to go to eat, but she doesn't open till 11, so that won't be happening. And then there's a hiker campground down here, but I don't need that either, so just going to keep on hiking. So apparently the town of Cheshire has really embraced the AT, kind of set up some things like there's a trail center for people if they need help, or there's you know, that whole campground down there. So yeah, Kind of cool how some of these small towns have sort of embraced it. I think it's just a way to sort of make a name or something. Well, I'm just about to leave town. It looks to me like that's the back of a Dollar General, and I think that gas station over there is where the Dunkin' Donuts is. So I'm going to sit here on this rock and eat my sandwich from yesterday. And then I'm going to head over that way, grab a donut or something or another, and then head on out of town. I think maybe that's the trail all the way over there, just straight up the other side of the highway. So, all right, so I'm heading out of town now, out of Cheshire. So when I get to the trail right up here, I'll have about 5 miles of steady climb. No downhills at all, just steady climbing, which shouldn't be too bad. A couple of steep areas. Then I'll have a couple of miles of just a little up and down, kind of, not really flat, but not big climbs or drops. And then I'll be right there at the base of Greylock, and I'll have about a half mile really steep climb to get to the top. Then once I do that, then I'll have about 3 miles of what's mostly downhill to get to the shelter. So I'm close to halfway to the shelter already, but I definitely had, for the most part, a fairly easy morning. So it should be a lot more difficult right here. And the bad thing is, I'm full on water. I've got 2 liters of water, but there's really no more water at all until I get to the shelter tonight. And even that says intermittent, but with the rain there's been, nothing's been dry. So, I mean, even if it's pretty bad and I have to filter it a couple times or something, there'll be something there, I'm sure. So, but I've got 2 liters that's got to get me up this huge climb today, and then, get me to the shelter. So I guzzled about 3/4 of a liter before I left. So I got 3/4 of a liter in my gut and 2 in bottles. So I'll be fine to get there. So anyway, here we go. All right, less than 7 miles to the summit, and then my shelter 10.5 miles away. Woohoo! I met a couple of people coming up the mountain back there, and at a really steep section, they were sitting down, taking a break, having a snack, and the guy said he was 81, and the woman that was with him was his daughter. So, that probably puts her in her 50s or something. Anyway, they are out here doing a section. They bought this little old pickup, and they bring their nice vehicle out and the pickup, and they drop them, park the pickup wherever on the trail, and then they drive the other car to one spot and hike on the trail to the pickup. I know I'm not explaining that very well. I'm really tired after hiking up there. But anyway, they hike from one vehicle to the other, and that's how they do the trail now. And they have been doing this, hiking it together, father and daughter, since 2001. They come out twice a year for a week or 2 or whatever it is, I think a week, and do a section each time, and they've been doing it since 2001, as much as they can. So pretty cool. Their whole outlook has maybe changed a bit. He said his new plan is wherever his body finally stops, that's his Katahdin. So he doesn't much care if he makes it all the way to Katahdin. I think he likes coming out and hiking with his daughter, and when he's had his last breath on the trail, that'll be his Katahdin. He will have made it. So good for them. They're really sweet, from northern Kentucky, right up south of Cincinnati, where I used to live, for those of you who don't know me that well. And so we talked about that a little bit too. Anyway, nice people everywhere. Oh, this has been such a great day so far. That little snippet of video of me saying what a great day, I was going to delete that, because right as I said it, the guy was coming the other way, coming towards me. So I just shut the video off, but I left the snippet in there because he just said to me, you know, how you doing today? And I said, great. He said, what a perfect day. The breeze, you know, the sun's out, like, just couldn't get any more perfect. And of course, that's what I was just saying. So anyway, what a perfect day so far. About 2.5 miles to the summit. So shouldn't be too bad for the next couple miles. And that last half mile will be a little bit of a bear probably. I swear this tree is dabbing, right? All right, half mile to the summit. And this is the steep part, or it will be here in just a second. So, there it is. So I'll put this down and show you the top when I get there. I feel like I'm getting stronger. Today was not an easy day. There was a lot of climbing involved. Even though it was a great day out, it did get hot. So anyway, I did really well though, and I definitely feel stronger. So I think I'm getting there, but it's just now about maybe like 2:45 or so, and I've got another 2.5 miles, mostly downhill to get to the shelter, and I am wiped. You know, so even though I'm getting stronger, I don't quite have the sort of that all-day stamina yet, for sure. You know, where I could go to the shelter, have a little snack, sit there for a half hour, and then, you know, do 6 more miles, which I need to get to that point. But I gave it some thought yesterday and then gave it some thought today. I think I'm on my way to getting there, but not there yet. So I've made my decision. I'm gonna head to this shelter and I'm done for the night. It's a good day. I was expecting to be at the shelter about 30 or 40 minutes ago, but as happens on the trail, I ran across this guy sitting on the rocks chilling out with his dog. His name is Maui. His trail name's Maui, and he's a vet, and he's a veteran, and he's in film school, and you know, whatever. We just struck up a conversation, started talking about everything under the sun, and finally actually started to get slightly chilly and get eaten up by some bugs. So we're both going to the same shelter. So I'm sure I'll see him there and we'll chat some more tonight. But yeah, we sat there forever and just gabbed. So now I'm getting in later than I expected, but so what? I can do what I want. All right, I'm here at the campsite. You can probably see the shelter roof down there. That's the shelter. There's multiple bear boxes here. There's a privy over there. I can't really see it. And there's my little site. I'll put my tent right there. They've got some platforms here, but those obviously don't work well for a my kind of tent as I showed you the other night. So I'll set up right there, and I think I'm all done for the night. I'm not doing much else. Eat some food and go to bed. So see y'all tomorrow.